Helena Harper is a messy character. After making my Mia short highlighting the missed potential of her character and her written, arc of being in Village and stuff like that, I realized there's another character that's also really messy and, well, they're actually one of my favorites. And it really burns me to talk about her in this sort of way, but unfortunately here we are, and that's Helena Harper. Whenever you build up a chapter in Resident Evil 6, you're obviously presented with either playing as the OG character, let's say for example Leon in this case, and obviously the newer gen character, which is Helena Harper. Now obviously if you decide to pick Leon, of course, you're gonna just probably find the other character annoying because it's not the main one, it's not the original character. But generally it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day it's still the same story, just from different perspectives and different gameplay outlooks. But of course, there is a real annoyance when it comes to Helena Harper's introduction in RE6, and that is the running gag of, actually you know what, I'm not even going to talk about it, I'll just tell you later once we get to the church. About the whole beginning of the first chapter, that's all Helena Harper would literally tell you. I'll tell you once we get to the church. I'll explain things once we get to the church, and it became such a running gag at this point that I even saw a Reddit comment saying, something like along the lines of, oh, Helena Harper is, you know what, I'll wait until I get to the church. Like, it's just becoming a running gag at this point. It's really unfortunate that Helena Harper has this, but with Resident Evil 6 there's a lot of running gags, and it's unfortunate because, well, by default, in my opinion, any character that was introduced in Resident Evil 6, or at least got a big return like Sherry Birkin, should also have a second chance again, because RE6 did not do anyone justice, and I really think Helena Harper could probably benefit from a rerun, or at least probably a remake of Resident Evil 6, but I don't see that happening anytime soon, so let's just, think of the other idea of, Helena Harper being in another game. Now, it wasn't just that little joke that people actually hate Helena Harper, it's also her personality and how it's kind of whiny and self-centered, and also her poor decision making, which can be seen a lot in the game. Just a lot of things, and plus the whole mystery around her in the beginning chapter and how she wouldn't tell you anything once you get to the church because of her sister Deborah and all that stuff, which honestly is cool that obviously you want mystery and stuff like that, but we kind of already have a little situation when it comes to a mysterious character called Ada Wong, so I don't think we need two of them, and I think people just wasn't going to let that slide for a second run. Again, they tried a lot with these characters like Jake and kind of Helena Harper, but I feel like Helena Harper, in my opinion, probably gets a raw deal because just there's not a lot for her to come back for. Whereas Jake, I mean, come on, you're Wesker's son. There's a lot for that. There's definitely like room saying for Jake than someone like Helena Harper, who's kind of just got scot-free. And yeah, that's another thing, is her ending. She kind of got away with it scot-free with obviously her being involved with Simmons and stuff like that, but honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that's actually that bad. I think she actually does deserve that happy ending, and I think a lot of people are just being brutal to Helena because of the beginning section and overall her character. I generally think if she was probably written, I don't think people would have be bothered so much by that ending. When I made this video, I was completely thinking that, okay, maybe it's just me that didn't like certain parts about Helena Harper, because I'm completely oblivious to the RE community and their certain opinions of certain things. I only find out like later down the line about certain tropes and things people may detest about certain characters or the story, so I don't really pay too much to the RE community. And also in this day and age, we do kind of whine a lot, even if it's unnecessary, because we just need to whine. So I just kind of, brushed it aside and just moved on. Okay, hold on, time out. I do actually do...
Incredible.
What I was meant to say is that I do follow the RE community, just not on an everyday sort of thing. Just before someone goes typing in the comment section and saying, oh my gosh, this guy hates the RE community, he's a fake RE fan. So when I actually heard this was more of a bigger deal, it just made me wonder, why was Helena Harper so hated at the time, and probably still is? Well, she definitely is. So what are ways we can actually fix Helena Harper? If obviously she's not going to be, redone or redid or something like that, because I doubt there will ever be a Resident Evil remake anytime soon, because obviously we even haven't gotten the Code Veronica and a Resident Evil 0 remake, which I still feel like that's unnecessary, but at the same time I kind of understand why you would want to remake that game for actually some interesting reasons too, which I'll go over in a video hopefully in the future. I think obviously we can start with her personality, as that's something a lot of people don't really like, and how she's kind of self-centered and whiny. To a degree I understand the whiny part, and the self-centered bit, yeah, I also understand. So I guess both needs a real change in that sort of degree. And I do think maybe a more sympathetic, more caring type of character would probably suit Helena Harper going forward than something what we've seen already in Resident Evil 6. So I think that's another thing. Maybe also remove any mystery that she has. Well, we kind of already have that kind of checked, so I don't think we really need much in that degree. I don't think at the same time Helena Harper needs as drastic of a fix, because again, it's like she's in the middle in my opinion. She needs fixing, but she doesn't need fixing. She needs fixing, obviously, like her personality and certain parts of her character, which again, that would really have to imply a Resident Evil 6 remake, if anything, because we can't do anything and just rewind time and pretend that didn't happen. But who knows, maybe Capcom will. I'm not sure. I'm not really in the development studio and all that stuff to really know what's going down with that sort of thing. But of course, we could actually just pretend that that didn't happen and probably write Helena Harper as a different character or a new character. I generally think when it comes to Resident Evil going forward, I think we should go back to certain characters and kind of fix certain traits about them. Helena Harper isn't as bad, but someone like Mia Winters obviously has a lot of flaws going on. And there's other characters I could even point out, like Raymond and all that stuff. There's a lot, you know, there's just a lot of untapped potential. Jeez, I can't speak today. It's also pretty clear why people still probably like Helena Harper, and it's not for her personality, characters and stuff like that. It's for her looks, and if you played Mercenaries and unlocked the cop outfit, you'll probably understand why. And that wraps up everything I really have to say, so let me know your thoughts, whether you liked Helena, hate Helena, and for what reason. Comment that down below, and make sure to like the video, subscribe for more Resident Evil content on the channel, or just generally horror content on the channel. I'll see you all next time. Peace out guys, and have a lovely day.